Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Couch Co-op Podcast, the ultimate haven for gamers of all levels and genres. In this episode, we've got an action-packed lineup for you. First up, it's time for our battle-worn beat list, showcasing the epic gaming journeys we've conquered in one heroic sweep. Next, we'll dive into Whatcha Been Playing, where we will share our latest gaming adventures. And of course, we can't forget our beloved Lord Beerstro, the connoisseur of brews and gaming goodness. He's here to serve you up some mouth-watering beer competition to complement your gaming sessions. Raise your glasses and let's toast to gaming excellence. So buckle up, gamers. The Couch Co-op Podcast starts now. Couch Co-op. Couch Co-op. Couch Co-op.
Hello, Couch Co-opers, Couch Potatoes, and Couch Codependents. This is the Couch Co-op Show, the greatest beer and video game podcast in the world. Find us on the social media platforms at Couch Co-op Shows, all one word, no hyphen. I'm just editor's note, though we do have a Twitter, or whatever it's called now, X. I no longer use it, so I wouldn't recommend going out to us there, but you can if you want. You can find our podcast on all major platforms. If you want to watch us, head over to youtube.com/milkmanpictures, where you will now have to log in because we've been cited for being over 18, so you have to log in and have a YouTube account now. So that's also wonderful, cool news. We also stream our show live every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, like we are right now, on twitch.tv/thecouchcoopshow. If you ever wanted to chat, pop in. Type some comments. Be nice. Be kind. I'm Ian. I got Jared, Dave, Nick, and John. Aaron couldn't make it tonight, so it's a 5-pack? Or it's a 4-pack of
Already
Tall Boys?
drank one out of a 6-pack, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's what's left on the shelf when somebody comes and grabs one bottle out of the 6-pack.
Yeah, that's right.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Hey, good.
Hey.
Yeah, it's been a good day.
Hey ho! Well, Dave said he's having a week, so maybe Dave's not so good.
I'm like having a pretty decent week.
Decent? Oh, I thought earlier you said you were having a week.
Oh, yeah, it's been
Having
a week.
A good week.
It's been a good week.
Oh, okay, all right. Usually when someone says that, I take that as, ooh, all right. But
I'm on vacation this
Let's
week.
air it out on the show.
yeah, I would love to.
Yeah.
I would love to. I'm having a good day. It's been a good day. We bought a horse. We have a new mouth to feed. It's cool.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
Is it in your
so
back
It's
garden?
staying in your garage.
No, it's just out wandering around the neighborhood.
Yeah. What's its name, Ian? What's its name?
Kismet.
Kismet.
Is it some tasty eating? Does it fry up well?
From the that's nope, not gonna even get into that one. Maybe someday, Dave, when it's end of life, I'll bring it over to your house for slaughter, and you can tell me how it is.
Oh, yeah. We'll make jerky out of it.
Aren't you supposed to eat it raw like they do in France?
Could do,
That's
yeah. Might be a bit
thing,
tough,
huh?
though, if we wait till end of life.
Cool,
No
exciting.
glue factory nearby.
I got John's save the date. Did everyone else get that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Cool, exciting. Very
No.
exciting.
Save the date.
I was kind of like this random text message, like, what the fuck is
Yeah.
this? And then there's like no last name, so I thought it was just like, I think this is just a phishing text, dude. It's just
Yeah.
like, it seems so like,
Yeah, I was the
I was
same. It was
kind of like, what?
well,
Anyway.
because
I
I
actually need
have
to click on it because I was
Well-
out and about and I just saw it, and then until you mentioned it again, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot to.
Well, I
forgot to
don't
do that.
remember ever hearing your fiance's name. So I saw that name. I'm like, huh? Then
It's
I had to
Sajoya.
research.
Sajoya.
Sajoya.
The
okay.
joy.
Do you call her Sage ever?
No,
No, it's not.
No.
That's not. You can't get away with that
she
one.
would not appreciate that.
Oh, you had to go with the full name.
Yeah, you gotta do the full name.
You
Okay.
can call her Baby Cakes or something.
That's
Only
for her
Ian
to
can.
decide.
Yeah.
That's only JPK.
Try it, Ian. Try it when the first time you meet her. Just go, hey, what's up, baby cakes?
Sweet cheeks.
You know, you shouldn't say that because I have proof that you said I could do that. You just gave me
Yeah, that's
permission to
funny.
do that, so I'm just gonna. This is all John said I could do it. Anyway, very cool. No, I say the date. It's in my calendar. So, but yeah, I was like, "What is this?" And I showed Bryn. It's like, I don't know these people. It's like I would think like last names. It just says John and Sajoya, and it's like, but like I wasn't. That name didn't. Even John is such a like an everybody name.
Generic.
I'm sorry, John. I'm not to.
No,
Yeah,
it's a common name.
And
I
I was
may
just
or may
like-
not have thought it was spam stuff coming through my phone, so I
That's
may or may not
hilarious.
have deleted
And so I
it.
was like, is that phishing?
But-
Oh, should I click it? And then I was like, oh, and then it's probably JPK. Duh. Anyway, very fun, very exciting. All right.
So, Nick, you know what the date is, or do you need that info sent to you again?
I think you need to resend the info.
It's May 26th, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Mm.
May
But
26th.
yeah,
Nick.
it was Evite, but yeah.
It's not an invite. It's just to
Sorry,
save
I
the
s-
date. The invite hasn't come yet.
No, I
I'd
see
never,
Yeah, it's gonna be a
Evite.
hard copy.
I'd never heard of the website, so I researched it before I clicked on the link.
Do
Dude,
we have
this
to?
is hilarious.
Okay, here's the other
Let's-
thing. Do we have to do anything? Because I didn't do anything.
No.
Okay, you have the addresses.
Well, she just needs your address.
Okay, so that's what I'm
So
saying.
that's
Like, I
that's
wasn't
part of it too.
I wasn't sure if there was something I was supposed to click there and enter an address because I didn't do that.
Yeah, because then we'll send the actual hard copy invites with all the
I'll
information.
message you my address. Anyway,
Moving along, huh?
moving along. We got to we have a just another one of our wonderful shows. And
I mean, we could do
There'll just be
wedding
one more
planning
wedding
stuff
after this.
Yeah.
on this
Nick will be
episode.
Nick's the holdout.
Bachelor party stuff.
Well, he's engaged. They're waiting. It's a very long engagement. Like 20 years later.
Nick's like, I'm glad you guys are here. I'm having my wedding the 25th of May,
Yeah, yeah.
and
Hey, everybody, all be ready.
Actually,
It's in
Nick's
Vegas.
just going to be the support
Yeah.
act at your wedding.
Actually, he's just gonna run up with his pre-wife, just run up there and like get married at the same time. Just like save
Yeah.
a bunch of money, just like crash a wedding to get married. That'd be great. Oh, can we just do
That'd
it
be awesome.
tandem? Is that cool with you
Yeah,
guys? That's a great prank.
Yeah.
Someone should do that.
we'll
to
give you
somebody.
like a quarter of the money that you spent on the venue since we were only up here for like 5 minutes.
Anyway, all right. Well, speaking of Nick, let's get to the Beerstro. What is rocking tonight in the battle, my friend?
Well, I think I'm kind of sick of IPAs at this point.
Are we taking a timeout?
Yeah, we're gonna shelve that one for a bit, especially since I have to drink Notorious again. I want to kind of have it in a 12-ounce can.
I mean, you were pretty gone last time, so
Yeah,
That was
And, like,
quite the
even-
undertaking.
yeah, and even just like when we were talking after, it was just Jared kind of walked away for something, and then he came back, and it's just like I hit a wall. And it's like, Jared, I gotta go.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty quick.
It was- so, no offense, Jared, but it was just
I
just-
get it. I
it
do.
just hit a point, and it's like, all right, this is it.
That happens when you have too much to drink sometimes, doesn't it?
talking-
It's like you just get to that point,
Well,
and you like
I-
switch. It's like,
Well, it
right,
doesn't
I'm
even have
ready.
to be drinking. It's just
Yeah.
sometimes just if anything, it's something.
I gotta see your shirt, Nick. It says check out my six pack. What's the picture?
Yeah.
Ah, PBR.
and
Pirate beer.
just another thing. If we're looking at things, did you finally hang the thing behind you, or has that been up? Did I miss it last week?
What?
The
This?
choose your weapon. Is that
Right.
new?
No. Yeah,
Oh,
we
that's
just-
pretty cool.
We just put it up about an hour or two ago.
I knew
Oh, I
you
like
had
it.
it.
Nice.
It
Oh,
looked-
No, she made it on
Right.
her cricket. She actually just
Nice.
got around. I mean, we've had the idea she's had the idea for about a year when we were in Sun River, and then she finally put vinyl to medium, and
Gotcha. I feel like I've heard you talk about it or something. Perhaps I don't
Yeah, I
know.
probably
I
have.
think so.
Something.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's
I
cool.
think talking about cricket projects.
Yeah.
Well,
Cool.
since we're doing a podcast, there's a sign behind him that says "Choose your weapon." There's a keyboard, a
Oh, right.
controller, and a mouse.
A lot of people watch us.
Which,
It's
by the
cool.
way,
No.
They do.
Yeah. Okay.
If you ever venture onto Discord, I called Jared a very good dad for
Oh,
training his daughter to use a keyboard and mouse.
yeah. I'm introducing my 9-year-old
Props
to
to her.
Portal 1 on my PC, and she's like, "I want to use mouse and keyboard." I'm like, "Okay,
Irrelevant.
do it."
Irrelevant.
Yeah.
I'm gonna circle back to that though a little bit later.
All right.
But-
All right, let's get to the beer.
I want to talk
Beer.
to Jared about his daughter in Portal, but anyway. So I was just rooting around through the fridge, and I saw I still happen to have a can of this Sapporo Reserve,
Oh.
and I still have a can of just regular Sapporo. So I just thought it'd be just kind of fun just to compare the two,
Ooh, that is a good.
doing something a little
Yeah.
lighter and
Cool.
Awesome.
Sounds
You're
good.
What are you gonna start
sacrificing your
with?
body for your art, Nick.
yes.
Nice,
I've
refreshing beer for
He's
a day.
been sacrificing his body for his art since he turned 21. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Only before 21.
Hey,
Probably
we got to
since
keep.
as
Hey,
tequila.
I don't need this. I don't need
Alleged.
this episode on YouTube to get
Alleged.
flagged too. I mean, we're already getting in trouble on YouTube. I don't need to get on trouble again. All right.
But in Oregon, it's legal when your parents let you do it in their house
Is
when
it?
they watch.
Yeah, if you're on private property and you have consent, you can.
Oh my god.
And no one can see you. The public can't see you. That's the other thing.
Oh, so like you
Yeah.
mean everywhere in the state of in the country they'll let you
So
do
if you're
that?
out
If
in
no
your
one
front
can see you
yard-
do it, if no one can see you do it, it's legal.
Did it really happen?
it never happened.
Oh my god. Well,
Funny.
exactly. So like,
Wow.
obviously, what a weird rule.
Hey, whatever. Anyway. Starting with the reserve.
Nice.
Dirty
I've
ass
never had the
Bruce
reserve.
So what makes it a
Man.
reserve, Nick?
Because I held on to it for a little bit. I don't know. I don't.
See that?
I'm not
That gold
positive.
color just came off of his hands because he held on to it for so long.
Mm.
Gives you a nice golden tan.
Is it a private reserve or is just public? Just a public reserve.
It's public, but I mean, you have to go out and find it. I mean, the only place I've seen that carries it is H Mart and Uwajimaya.
Ooh, Jemaya.
So it's not something that I've normally come across in stores.
Was
Back
it
when
was
I
it a
saw it.
limited thing?
No, I don't think so. I think it. I mean, it's hard to say because I saw that they were out for a little bit at some point last year, Uwajimaya anyway. So I don't know if that was just more of a production issue, but it doesn't seem to be like a seasonal or anything. And
So they brew it with better ingredients, essentially.
Actually, it's got
well,
no
it's a
rice. It's got no
select
rice in it.
barley
It's,
malt.
it's all
Oh.
malt. That's the
Right.
difference. With I just just
Hmm.
the first answer
That
on
must be
Google
why I
was
don't really like it.
Mm,
Too
maybe.
sweet for you?
regular Sapporo's a Sapporo Premium is a rice lager, and Sapporo Reserve is 100% malty barley.
So it's a
no
cheaper
rice.
beer.
Yeah.
It's actually it's a lesser beer. Really,
Mm,
right? At the end of the day,
I guess.
wouldn't it be a lesser
Yeah,
beer?
well,
I don't know.
depends on the type of barley and type of rice, I suppose.
Yep.
Well, being that like Iron Maiden, Sun and Steel imports their rice yeast or whatever to make their beer a proper rice lager, I would think that instead of using that, it must be important to that type of beer.
Yeah, I think rice lager is the new. I've seen quite a few breweries around here making rice lagers now. So, Ecliptic has one that was pretty good. I got to try it a while back.
Levels is pretty good.
I
Sweep
think
the
even
leg.
Frame has one.
Yeah, Frame has one, but I did not like it actually. It was kind of meh. Overpriced too. Holy shit.
Frame, yeah.
Gee, fuck Frame in there sometimes, man.
Oh, you just got that 18 plus on
Yeah.
YouTube.
Like fuck it with a giant like cock, like just a veiny, pulsing cock.
Or a giant grain of rice.
It's okay. If I talk about cock, it's fine. If I mention the BOOBS's, I'm in trouble. So that's when they're like,
Ah.
can't talk about those. But balls and cocks.
So we can't have Tony. We can't have Tony Death back on.
Huh.
Ooh.
You know, that got cut out, so there's no way YouTube saw that. I should have saved that clip and sent it to him as like an animated GIF. Totally. I should have like here, Tony. This is for you. I'll delete it. I promise I'll delete it, but this is for you. Oh, never did that. Should have done it. Didn't.
No.
It's probably better off that way. All right. Well, cool. Let's move on. To the beat list. Who has beaten? Well, I know some people have beaten some games, but has Jared beaten a game? Dave or Nick?
Kind of.
No.
My,
It's been
my
a while.
daughter.
It has been a while since we've done this, so it could go back a ways.
Well, I don't think I mean, my daughter has been playing. My youngest one has been playing a game called Calico a lot on the PC, and every time she wants to go somewhere else, I do all the like side quests and stuff. So it's mostly me, I guess. So I did that. It's just kind of a cutesy animated one. You have a cafe that you design, and you have to cook foods and go do things for the citizens, so you can get to all the parts of the island. Yeah, it's fine. I wouldn't say don't play it if you like just relaxing games. The last thing I recorded in me beating something was in June. So that was Tacoma was the last one, or Before Your Eyes, and I think I talked about A Plague Tale Requiem.
Yeah,
So-
all right.
Nothing new. I'm still working on some stuff.
All right, we'll get to that later. Dave, have you beaten any video games, or do you like just don't care about?
No, the last one I think I talked about it was Stray, and that was in June. I beat that game, and then before that, I think it was Miles Morales was the game I beat before that. But
Mhm.
I really enjoyed Stray. That was a good game.
I was noticing Stray's not part of the PlayStation catalog anymore.
Yeah, they removed it.
Yeah, I got removed because my daughter was asking to play it, and I was like, I can't.
Yeah, I've got. It's funny, a lot of the games I've played this year I've actually got from the library.
Yeah,
It's just put them on that put a hold on them, and they come up like 2 or 3 months later if they're popular. So
good way to save money, no doubt.
oh yeah. Yeah,
And
and
Nick-
also
go
there's not that many games that I've really loved
Mhm.
recently. So
Cool. All right.
sorry, Nick.
Nick DeWin, have you? I know you don't beat video games, but have you?
No, I just sample.
It's just you're a video game sampler.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, I
One
think
day-
the last game I beat was Shredder's Revenge.
Oh, yeah,
One
Damn.
day
That-
That was-
long ass time ago.
What's
I think
that?
that got some
Yeah.
DLC,
That's a great game.
Did it?
or
Oh.
the DLC's coming out, or is it out?
I maybe I did come across something about that because that
Yeah.
doesn't sound unfamiliar, but
And I know it's been announced. That's as far as I went on that.
maybe that's what it was. Maybe it was just announced, and
Cool.
we'll go back to it. But yeah,
Cool.
Well, Johnny, I know you have a bunch of games you've beaten.
Oh man, loads.
Loads of games that I
You've
see.
got to
here.
look at his list.
There's like 4 games in
Yeah.
the beat list. So go ahead. Let's knock them out.
So one of the PlayStation monthly games for this month is Alan Wake Remaster, which I think in terms of, I think it's definitely worth it since it's on. If you have Sony Game Pass and get it now. But in terms of actually buying this game, like I probably would have passed on it unless it was a deep sale. But I do miss how Remedy kind of makes their world pretty interactive, and there's a lot of side conversation, background noises, whether it's radio programs or NPCs talking to each other.
I have a question.
The remaster is kind of
Oh.
funny because Alan Wake's wife actually got work done, so that was pretty funny to
Mhm.
see that she has like her face is puffy and her lips are like bigger, and then if you look at the original, what his wife originally looked like, it's like, oh, she got work done. but the gameplay is pretty much the same. I think they kind of fucked up on the character models, in my opinion, with the remaster, because Alan looks much different than I remember. I mean, Alan Wake 2 is coming out, and they've kind of showed some character models of what Alan Wake will look like in the sequel coming out, but he looks closer to what the actual actor looks like than this remaster does. So I found that kind of weird. I know I think it seemed like they sourced out or subbed out their remaster. I'm sure Remedy was involved, but it seemed like they got a different studio involved to actually do the remaster, because there were some other studio names on the title screen that I wasn't familiar with. But then from Alan Wake, that inspired me to play Control,
Okay,
because they're in the
okay.
same.
Hold on a second though, because you've beaten Control for the second time, right?
Yeah.
So I have a question, because I've beaten Control a couple of times. If someone's never played Alan Wake, but they've only played Control, would you say go back and play Alan Wake then, or no? Say fuck it.
I think it. No, I think it's worth it. I think you won't, because when I played Control the first time, it had been a while since I played Alan Wake, so I didn't even, because there's only one Alan Wake DLC that's tied into Control, which is AWE.
But there's some other hints in the game Control.
Yeah, he pops up a few times. Like his name pops up. They talk about the darkness or the shadow. I forgot what the shades or whatever. They kind of talk about that in Control. I think it enriches Control. I think it's kind of brilliant that Remedy has tied Alan Wake and Control together, because I think Control is so rich with a lot of possible lore, and it only adds more to Alan Wake that they're all in this same universe. I mean, you do face the end boss for AWE DLC is a character from Alan Wake who becomes possessed both by the hiss and by the darkness in Alan Wake. But the end boss of that DLC just sucks. Like, he's just annoying. So that was like, it's the build up too, because you face him several times, but you can't necessarily fight him. You're just trying to evade him and solve puzzles while you're doing it. So that part was good, and they added some horror elements for that. So that was great. But then the actual end boss fight is just kind of like, oh, I just have to shoot him a bunch of times. Okay. But Control is much shorter than I remember. I mean, I think it seems like it has like 10 missions and then you're done. But I think they really nailed. I kind of wish Remedy focused on more of that stuff from the get go. I mean, I think they do a great job with the horror elements. Even Alan Wake, there's like creepy stuff happening, but them doing trying to do Quantum Break and trying to do a mixed media with video games and reality and television shows, I think they kind of deviated too much. So I hope they keep doing this Remedy shared universe stuff, because I think that's where, that's where their passion is having like doing kind of slightly horror, creepy, paranormal stuff.
And you have a couple more.
Yeah. And then from there, and then I did Call of Duty. Another monthly one was Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. The campaign was great. I mean, it's kind of fun to play a solid single player campaign from Call of Duty. What's interesting, I was reading a little bit about it. Apparently, Raven and Sledgehammer were partnering up during the beginning of the development for the game, but apparently they kept clashing. Like, there's different articles I was reading where it said there was tension between the two studios.
I have a question.
And so, go ahead.
Is there a full campaign in Cold War? I thought it was like a weird story based thing, like Battlefield 1 or something.
No, it's full campaign as far as I can tell.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was going to.
I mean, I think
okay.
To me, like, I've heard it both ways for full, like, single player story campaign. I've heard it people using those terms interchangeably. What do you mean by campaign? Like you're going to different.
When I went to install it, it had like 3, but it didn't really have like
Oh, it
full
had 3
single.
different modes.
It doesn't have like a
Yeah.
full. It doesn't say full single player campaign. It has like
Yes, it doesn't.
has like story missions. So it's like, is it just like you play a little bit and then that ends and then you play another one? Like what is it? Like
No,
No, it's a story. You're following.
it's
You're taking
fully,
different
like,
missions for a
Oh,
storyline.
the way it's
missions.
titled. Okay, the way it's titled, it doesn't
Yeah.
seem like it's a full story. So I was just like, man, I don't want to deal with
Interesting.
that.
I think it's about 6 hours. 6 hours.
like,
8
short.
hours.
like all of them.
Yeah, it's not like massive, but it's fun.
Thank
It's
goodness.
I don't know about that. I know Sledgehammer used to be one of the main studios, and then they got pulled off. But Raven is supposedly it's a massive support studio for Call of Duty for Warfare. So I don't know
Mhm.
if it had. If
Well,
they had
Raven
it,
got
I don't
bought
think they
out
had.
by Activision.
Well,
if I remember
they've always
correctly.
Raven and High Moon Studios. There's like 6 or 7 smaller studios that support Sledgehammer, Infinity Ward, and what's the Treyarch. But like a lot of those small studios, they're like Raven runs Warzone. That's like their main thing. So like
Oh, interesting.
so when like when Sledgehammer was working on Cold War, all of the Cold War implementation into Warzone is what that's over. But Raven,
Well,
It's
Raven's
funny.
the
I
main
used to pay
support studio.
attention to all that stuff
Raven's
so
the
much.
main support studio for Warzone. Like they're
But,
like
yeah.
nonstop, and they get shit on so hardcore by the community constantly because that game sucks, and they're constantly getting shit on.
Well, I think I mean, I don't think they're that passionate about Warzone.
I don't
think
yeah, I don't
because you
think anyone
can
is at this point.
single player in Call of Duty Black Ops, the newest one. There's a lot of creative stuff they're doing. I mean, especially the last mission, you're kind of keep replaying the same scenario over and over again, but your character's effectively under this mind-altering drug, so they keep adding more and more elements, and you're also being narrated to while you're going through this one of the final missions, but you can deviate from the path. So at one point, like I went down this tunnel, and I ended up in some like underground zombie pit,
Mm-hmm.
and then I died.
Zombies,
and then
because it's Treyarch. So Treyarch's the main studio of Cold War.
Well, no, so after Sledgehammer, apparently, Sledgehammer, I wouldn't say they got kicked out, but
They became a support
were-
studio.
Raven was picked to finish the Black Ops, and then they used Treyarch came in to help them out with it.
No, that makes
Um,
yeah. But what I'm saying is like, Zombies is only ever in the Treyarch games.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought it's been in Sledgehammer.
I don't
It's
think
been
so.
in
I think
some of the Sledgehammer games.
all the zombie stuff is usually in the Black Ops games.
Okay. And so Ravens did like you can tell they were more passionate about the project and they're doing more creative stuff. So I could see I'm curious if the tension was because Sledgehammer wanted to be more straightforward with their gameplay and Raven wanted to add more experimental aspects in terms of deviating from a path or adding more fantastical elements, where Sledgehammer wanted to be more serious. I mean, that's just my speculation. But I only played the single.
My understanding was because what was the boots on the ground the one before Cold War.
Oh, World War II.
That was Sledgehammer's game, and it's really underperformed, and that's what pushed Sledgehammer into this support studio phase.
Oh, so they're being punished.
They got punished, and then Treyarch is the main studio because then after the Treyarch game was the new Modern Warfare, which is Infinity Ward. So like they've been on a 3-year like rotation in the studios, but anyway. No, it makes sense. Sledgehammer has just been getting shit on because no one likes their games, supposedly. But they all seem the fucking same, so I don't... I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the real one. Let's talk about the exciting one. Did you like it? That's what we want to know about.
Yeah, I did like it. I thought, I mean, it is what it is, but I think for a campaign, I thought it was it's a solid campaign, and it's short too, so it's not
No,
You're
no,
not
no. I
like,
mean your next game. I want to know if you liked your next game.
oh, Death Stranding?
Yes.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think so Death Stranding was a surprise hit for me because I remember I played it once and I just got bored with it, and then I put it away, and then I came back to it, and it was, I mean, it was fun, interesting playing a Hideo Kojima game, but it's not really a Metal Gear Solid game. Like the only other one I played was Metal Gear Solid 5, and I only played that for a little while, and then I just put it away. So to play this one, uh, I mean, that's what I was talking about, I think, a few episodes ago, that he's like one of the few auteur. How do you pronounce it, Ian?
That's correct.
Uh, auteur or craftsman of video games. And because seeing how he handled the actors, like it is actually like a real movie. And I love that he used the likeness for Guillermo del Toro and Nicholas Refn. I love how he used their likeness because I knew that the Hartman, I knew that he was familiar, and then once I found out it was Nicholas Refn, I was like, oh, that's hilarious. And I think it's perfect how he cast it. Like you can imagine, just based on how Nicholas Refn looks, you can imagine he would be like a super nerdy geek kind of guy, but kind of suave and or endearing. And then Guillermo del Toro is this just kind of like a. I mean, he's pretty much essentially like a Frankenstein. Um, so he's kind of like kooky. So I think Kojima did a great job of using their physical attributes and coming up with what this character would look like with based on those physical attributes.
And what did you think
Uh,
about what you do in the actual game?
I think because when I first started playing the game the first time, I thought I was just like, this is all you're gonna do. It's like I have to shift my backpack and over and over again. But then once you start getting more tools, and once you get to something you want to build towards. So I know for you, Ian, it was for what was it that you wanted to build a lot of, or that you were building a lot
Oh, I
of?
did zip lines everywhere. I made a
Zip line.
massive zip line, interconnected zip line thing from one coast to the next. So
And
I
then
could get
for
there
me,
fast.
I was obsessed with just building the roads, and the
Yeah, I
likes. I
built a
mean,
lot of roads and bridges.
Too much
Me
time.
too.
yeah,
Too much time.
the likes were, it's a stupid thing, but it is addicting, and it's nice to log in and then you see you got all these likes from people using, and it's not even like people, you can get likes from people physically hitting a like button, but if people use it, they automatically like it.
So that's the other thing. Like, so Dave, Jared, and Nick played this a little bit, but I don't know if he didn't get that deep into it. But we played it pretty early on, so I'm curious, like how many people are still playing it because, like, a lot of times, a lot of it comes down to the fact that you like early on you come to a point where like you don't want to cross this fucking thing because you're gonna have to figure out, and then someone has left something, and you're like,
Oh, there's still
holy shit, someone built something here, so I can cross this without having to like bust my ass.
I don't have to detour
Yeah.
5 miles
Yeah.
along this crevasse to.
And so you definitely get a
Yeah,
thumbs up for
yes.
that shit because it's like, fuck yeah, dude, thank you. Like,
Yeah, there's some fun like environmental storytelling. An example would be I came across this wide river, and I just had a van. I was driving a van, and then I was kind of looking around. And I noticed there was like two different ramps, and then but also you saw two different van trucks in the middle of the water. So you can get some environmental storytelling. It's like, oh, they jumped it, hit the water, and then I guess
failed.
because you still have to sludge through the water. So I guess they ran out of juice and just abandoned the vehicle. So there's cool player environmental storytelling where you can only guess what must have happened. Um, and the other thing is like people love to build those crystal bridges all over the place. But I hardly ever use them because it's always fucking raining, and so they're useless. And I'm like, why do people keep building these these crystal bridges. Like they're just useless once it starts raining. But there's still, I guess, enough people playing it because I would notice new stuff. Um, I mean, if someone built a new segment of road, I was thankful because I was like, oh, that's one less thing I have to build.
Well,
Um,
playercounter.com says there's currently about 45,000 people playing it.
Well, that's cool.
nice.
It's interesting too because I popped in when the director's cut dropped, and I just popped in to see how much better it looked but it is interesting. Like the rain is such an interesting, and so when people use your stuff, it continues on. But the parts that no one uses, then the rain destroys your shit. So it's always interesting to see what survived and what didn't survive.
Yep.
And so it's such an interesting concept to have that, I think. And
Oh, and I think one interesting. I think at first when you have to deal with the what are the name of the ghosts that you have to deal with?
oh, I forget now. What?
Yeah, the
Isn't that the
The
Stranding?
BTs.
Yeah, BGs.
When you have to deal with the
BTs.
BTs.
The BGs.
At first you
Yeah.
Staying alive.
yeah
Staying alive. Anyway.
Yeah.
the game kind of
BT with
builds
the
them up
musician.
where you fear them or you're wary of them because they can fuck your shit up, especially if you get taken by them and then you have to fight this huge BT monster. But then once you start weaponizing your blood, it was just such a subtle shift from fearing them or avoiding them to, oh, I need to harvest them now for crystals. That's mainly what you can use them for, is just to harvest them for crystals.
I just remember towards the end, I was just like, I would just cut their tether every time, sneak up, cut
Yeah.
the tether. Like that became like at the beginning, it was like, oh, fucking afraid, and then it became like, oh, just sneak, cut, and it became like such an easy thing to do. I was like, all right, it's just a
Yeah.
weird game. I don't know.
Yep.
No, I loved it. Yeah, I think it's interesting you say weird. I mean, I just accepted it. It is weird, but I just accepted so much of it.
No. I accept a bunch of it too, but it's just full on Kojima. It's like
Yeah.
it's just so like there's
And it's really
weird is
hard
always welcome.
to describe to someone who hasn't played it what the game is. I mean, it's just
I mean, you
Journey
deliver
across America. To
you
reunite
deliver
all
a
the
woman on
states.
your back wrapped up in this bag, and you're like walking around, and it's like, is this necessary? Like, I don't know. Sure, why not? Whatever. Who cares?
Yeah. Before she blows up, man. It's important.
Anyway, no, I think it's great. It's just like I'm excited to see what the sequel has.
Well, I'm
to
glad.
say.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. It's
No,
always
I
nice
thought
when you recommend the game and someone actually enjoys it.
Yeah, totally.
yeah,
I think
and I love the sense of scale for some of the boss battles
and the
like,
music and the music that's one of the things that I think Jared and I share. Like you come across like some music, but the game will hit like you'll hit a moment like you're up like above in like a mountaintop, and you'll hit an area and it'll pull back, and then the music will start. It's very cinematic in certain areas. It just becomes a fucking film, and it's just fucking like
Yeah, when you're cresting over the hill
Yeah.
and you start seeing where you're supposed to be going after a long
the music
journey,
starts
and the music
swelling.
kicks in, you're just like,
and it pulls back, and it's just like
yeah, it's really
what?
really interesting.
The games
I
don't need
love
to do that.
No.
But it does.
it-
I think if
it
we had all
helps.
played it and finished it, it probably would have been Game of the Year. At the same time. If we had all done it at the same
Yeah.
time, I think it probably, I think it was such a weird game to like everyone kind of like, hey, you guys should play this. Whatever.
We didn't all jump in at the
Yep.
same time, definitely.
Cool. Anything else you want to say, John?
Death Stranding.
I think going back to Control really still holds up. Like in terms of the graphic quality and the gameplay. I do think they made, in my opinion, I'm not a big fan of the actress they got.
What?
And one thing I did,
Oh, I think she's
one thing I
great.
did notice, her performance to me seems kind of weak in the beginning, but once I started playing the DLC, her performance became better. So I don't know if it's
Yeah,
just
maybe.
more she became more familiar with the material, or she got more in her head what's driving her character. But I can understand why they casted that actress, because she has such a significant look with her
I think
cut jaw.
I think she's hot. She's very hot.
So I see why, even if I disagree with her initial performance, I can see why Remedy hired her.
I think I was the first one to play that game, and then I just remember hitting. Like, I bought it when it launched, and I remember hitting the ashtray maze and being like blown. My mind just was like blown away.
Oh yeah,
And
that ashtray
I
maze
think
is amazing.
I feel like in Discord, or I don't know if we were using Discord. We must have been using Discord. I was just like, holy fuck, guys. This is the greatest level of a video game you will ever play.
Yeah, no, it's very creative.
And it's still fucking awesome. It's still
Yeah.
fucking awesome. Anyway, cool. Awesome. My games, quickly. I beat, finally, it was on my Game of the Year list a couple years ago. A year ago? A couple years. Need for Speed Unbound, I finally finished it because it's a little bit of a grind. It'd still be in my top game lists, but there's a little bit of grind to get there, but the game is awesome. I still have it installed, so if Nick ever wants to play with me, we can like run around in our Japanese imports and tear up the city. But
My almost stock Civic.
anyway, that game is awesome. I love the style. I like the idea of like new cars and like anime characters. I think it looks cool. Plays really awesome. Big fan of it. I beat also was there something else I beat prior to Need for Speed Unbound or after it? I don't think so. I think the only game I beat. Yeah, so I also today, finally, after 120 plus hours, I beat Fallout 4 for the second time. Heavily modded, and it was glorious. I had a lot more fun this time than I did the first time. So, anyway.
So what were the mods you had?
Oh boy.
Well, you were making it sound like in Discord you didn't go perverted. So I'm guessing you did more like
no, it's perverted.
gameplay
It's
or
perverted.
Okay.
Just perverted mods. But there's also just regular mods. It's a lot of
What were you playing on?
PC. Here's something important I should share. I will share this. Never use Steam Workshop mods built into the game, outside of the, when you mod a video game on your PC, always go to the Nexus. Get the real mods. Don't get the shitty, watered down bullshit mods. Do it right. Don't do it wrong. Like, fuck Steam Workshop. Or fucking Bethesda Workshop, or whatever it's called. Whatever Bethesda's
Oh yeah.
built in. Like, you can go on your PS4.
The one you can use on the PlayStation.
I didn't mean
yeah.
Steam Workshop. I meant, yeah. So, like,
Bethesda approved mods.
Yeah. So, like, you can go to Xbox.
It doesn't matter.
and it
Just go
says
to
mods.
Nexus mods.
Go to
Those are the best.
Go to PC. On your PC, don't mod it. You can't. I mean, sure. I guess if you have to, you have no choice. You can mod a game on your Xbox or your PS4, or PS5. But it's not going to be any fun, and you're not going to be able to have big titties. Oh, I said it. We just got canceled by YouTube yet again.
No Wheels of Pain.
Oh, there's Wheels of Pain and Conan. Oh, let me tell you, Dave. There's lots of Wheels of Pain. There's like regular, greater, and anyway, I don't want to get into it, but yes, Wheels of Pain. That's a Conan reference. Anyway, Fallout 4, great game. It was a little weird this time because I really put so much more time into it. Like, the first time I played it, I think I put like maybe 40 hours. I really ran through it. Because I started playing it, I didn't really like it. I put a few quick mods in to just get me through it quickly. And I just don't... It was just a flash and a blur. And then this time I really got into it a bit more, and I spent more times with settlements and really tried to find everything. And I'm probably still going to spend some more time with the game because I really like the game I've built. But I've had a good time. This time I said fuck you to the Brotherhood. I said just fuck them. So we killed those motherfuckers. Because
Steal their power armor.
They're just race. I don't need no power armor, man. I don't use power armor for shit, man. I run
You
around.
blew up the dirigible.
Oh, you can
Yeah.
probably sell it for something.
I don't. No, there's so much power. I don't. Fuck power armor.
Ian's running around in his underwear. You know,
No, in the
No, he's
PC
running around
version, I'm
that
running
sweet-
around naked. In this version,
He's running around that sweet trench coat that the Brotherhood had.
I got high heels on and a strap on, and I'm just fucking giving it to the man. Basically, is what I'm doing. I gave it to my son, killed my son too. You know, I blew up the institute too this time. Said, hey, can you help me? I made sure I saved I made sure I saved a bunch of, but I said, you know what? You're just another.
So you named your son John?
You're just another fucking racist too. No, that's Sean. He's your twin brother, Sean John. Yeah, that's just your twin.
You guys could make clothes, but sorry.
He's also way older than you for some reason. Oh, because he's in the future. Anyway, no, I have so I have it allows me to have as many companions as I want. So I just have this war team of women, naked barbarian women that just go in there. I basically don't kill anything. They just slaughter everything. And then I do dialogue choices. I might go back and choose to save the institute and choose the institute. I do the different endings because I have all these different save files. So I might do the different endings and see what they do. But anyway, a lot of fun. I enjoy modding. I can't wait for Starfield, and I hope the modding community just turns up because I can't wait to just mod the fuck out of that game. Anyway, those are my games.
Are you gonna wait to play that until the mods are out?
No, I'll get it at launch and play it. No, I try to play it. I played Skyrim without mods the first time. I'll play Starfield without mods the first time, but then I'll hope that when DLC drops and then the mods drop, then I'll play all the DLC with mods. Anyway, excited for that.
Cool.
Oh, Beerstro. Where are we at? How's it going?
Lord Beerstro, to you, son.
I'm already onto the Rice Logger version of Sapporo, but just to share a couple of thoughts on the reserve. I did notice, I don't know if anybody saw me holding it up to the camera, but I don't think I've ever actually poured this out of the can before to try it, and it was kind of nice to actually see what it looked like because it was just slightly cloudy. It wasn't as clear as this is. So it's nice that it's got maybe just a smidge of unfilteriness in there.
Hangover juice, as they would say.
Sure.
Whatever. More body.
Whatever you want to call it. But it wasn't bad by any stretch of the means. I mean, I guess it tastes better than just your. It just tastes like it's a level or two up above any sort of a mass-produced ale that you would get from some of the major brewers that tried to do something.
Is the alcohol content the same in both?
I'm not positive on that, and I don't know if that the can.
I don't even know if they
says
tell
or
you
not.
on the can, do they?
No,
Yeah.
I think it's a surprise.
Jared might have to look it up on the internets.
Me?
Well, one of you was looking up the rice, or was it Dave who was doing the rice?
That was Dave and John looking up information on Sapporo. So I don't see John's hands moving. So I think Dave's doing it right now.
I saw Dave's screen light up.
Yeah.
So what was is the taste that much different between the reserve? I mean, I know obviously they're made differently, but
totally tastes different. It's very different.
There is different tastes, as Ian said. And by the way, I looked it up. It's the reserve is a 5.0, so I'm not dying tonight. So that's nice.
And the regular's a 5.0 or 4.9, depending on the website. But
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So very, very similar in terms of alcohol percentage, but in a vastly different beers. Just both in terms of there's a little bit of an aftertaste with just the regular Sapporo that I actually like a lot. So I don't know if I get to credit the rice for that or not. But as far as the reserve goes, I mean it's just kind of a typical beer, I guess, that comes in a really awesome can.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Well,
Is Sapporo your favorite Asian beer?
I'd say it's one of them, and I think part of it has to do with the can itself. But
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
it
it's
does taste.
uncrushable, isn't it? That can. It's
Yeah.
like
it's like a nuclear war grade aluminum or something. It's just like so hard. It's like
very thick. Yeah.
it's so thick. But which is funny
Yeah, I
though.
mean-
At the same time though, the whatever the little popper thing at the top is fucking chintzy as fuck. It's like it's I don't
They
know.
gotta save money
I don't know.
somewhere.
Sometimes I struggle trying to get it open, but
Yeah, it's chintzy.
I guess. I mean, I will say that either one of these beers is still better than the that Sapporo Black.
Oh boy.
That one.
Boof. That was
But I
not
mean,
good.
not that. I mean, that wasn't
I've had a lot of dark
up
lagers,
for.
which I'm okay with, but that was
Yeah, I like
just
dark
it was
lagers.
weirdly not tasty.
Isn't
I
that
don't know.
just like the grains are cooked longer?
Yeah,
or
just
something like that,
roasted
a little
more, but
burnt?
it just was not. I don't
Somebody
know.
forgot that they were in the oven.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not roasted. It was like burnt.
Yeah.
Okay, well we'll let you suck on that beer,
Mhm.
and then we'll get your final thoughts at the end, and we'll continue
Suck it
on
down.
to what you been playing. Jared, what you been playing, brother?
I'm still playing a lot of Final Fantasy 16.
You haven't beat that yet?
No, man, I'm like 55, 60 hours into that thing. I'm doing like every side quest, taking my time. I'm clearing a lot of the special enemy board and things like that, like all the side stuff. The story is very intense, and I think I'm getting pretty close to the end because I have one more icon to fight and absorb, and I'm excited about that because those icon battles are really super rad. Some of the coolest battles I've done in a game. Really, they're super cinematic and a lot of fun to do. Like in the demo that you probably played, that it's pretty intense, but they get better than that initial one from the demo. They get really good. So yeah,
Did
I
any
hope,
of us play the demo
I don't know.
aside from
I,
Jared?
I
I
played some
didn't.
of it.
Oh, John did.
Yeah,
Nick did. I didn't play it.
Is
Yeah,
it still available? Do you
Mhm.
know?
I was supposed
Yeah.
to.
Ah, I might
yeah.
have to
I've
try it.
always loved Final Fantasy games ever since the '80s. I think I played quite a bit of the first one. I never beat the first one, but up through as much as I could. I've always tried playing every Final Fantasy, and I'm going to keep doing that because I always find something to like in each one of them. They always try something different, and I really appreciate that. And the battle system in this game is quite fun. Once because you can kind of switch it up depending on the enemy type. I like to do like the parry stuff, which I've always sucked at in like most of the Souls games I've played, Souls likes and whatever. I can never parry, bash with the shield or whatever, and counter and all that stuff. I'm terrible at it, but there's
You did it pretty good in Monster Hunter.
yeah.
I mean,
But
we played a lot together, and you did pretty good with
we
that.
did. Yeah, I mean, some games project an attack better than others. Kind of like Elden Ring. I tried practicing parry,
It's so
but
hard.
all the enemies' timings are so different and off. Like the first boss, he'll hold his sword up for like a minute before he like fucking slams it down on your head, and you're like roll,
And there's so much other shit going on
parry,
to
parry,
like
parry,
it
parry,
is. Yeah.
and then he finally hits you. Stuff like that. It's hard to get a hold of, but when you can tell an enemy's drawing back, and you know when he's gonna slam down because it's like a fluid animation, and this game projects really well, and parrying is a lot of fun, and you can do some pretty brutal damage with parries, and there's even like there's two different types of parries because you get Titan as an icon, and like just hitting circle brings up his arm to parry, and then you get like to do a massive combo, or you can attack just a normal attack at the exact same time as another enemy, and it's really devastating on the enemy. It's really cool. It does cool sound effect, and the screen kind of closes in and does some really awesome damage. It's really satisfying game, really fun to play, and I'm enjoying the story a lot.
Cool.
And so you guys remember me talking about the Room VR back on PSVR 1,
Long time ago.
A Dark Matter, and it just got a free PS5 upgrade, and I'm playing that, and it is beautiful. This game already looked great, but now it looks even better, of course, with the newer technology. And the most difficult part is it's required to use the room scale. So you need like 7.4 inch or feet, 7.4 feet by 7.4 feet or something like that, which I carved out of my room. I have enough space. I count the couch cushions as like space in my room so I can sit down if I want to. But it's really awesome because all these rooms are so meticulous and detailed. You can just walk around and look at things, and all the things you can interact with are really they feel good with those controllers, the dual sense or whatever the hell they call those VR controllers. It's so satisfying solving all those puzzles. Everything just looks so fantastic, and I ultimately just love and adore this series and urge anybody to try it if they can. If they can't do it in VR, just download it on your phone. It's worth every second. It's so good. There's 3 different ones on the phone, and this 4th one is only in PlayStation, I think in PC
Shit,
VR.
you've been playing that
and it's so good.
and talking about that since like fucking. That's like the beginning of this podcast almost. This
Yeah,
fucking game
yeah.
series.
Yeah, I just randomly bumped into like the very first Room game because I was looking for a halfway decent cell phone game, which is really hard to find. And this series really, really hit that button for me every single time. And I'm even playing through this one again, and I'm loving every second of it. I like it's at the point where this time, I'm kind of remembering some of the stuff from it. It's been several years since I played it, and solving these puzzles still feels great because I don't remember every single detail, and I'll get lost, and I have to look around because you have to find different kind of codes and rune shapes and things like that in different rooms, and it all just comes together in a very satisfying package. It's wonderful.
Speaking of
But,
satisfying packages, no, just kidding. What else, Jared?
baby. I think that's really all I've been playing. I mean, I
What's Evelyn been playing?
mentioned, yeah, I was gonna just.
Nick wants to
mention
talk
that,
about
but-
Portal really quickly, so you got.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I just
Well,
want to
it's
hear.
funny
I want to hear
what-
her experience with it.
Well, I'm as someone that's played video games for a really long time and seen cool effects as they come and go, things like that. My daughter jumped into Portal, and once she got the Portal gun, she's like blasting every texture to just see how the particles bounce off of it and bounce off the floor. And I never even noticed that detail when playing Portal. It's really awesome. Even like in a really enclosed area, all these little like failed portal particles bounce in really amusing ways, and it's really satisfying to watch. And that's what she ended up doing most of the time. She's in the part where she's going to get the orange portal. So I mean, she only got to play it for like a half hour, but she loved it, and she was having a great time using keyboard and mouse for the first time. She has to get used to holding the keys for the movement, but she's really good at moving the mouse around for aiming. So she's starting out pretty good. I think she'll do great on mouse and keyboard. But what I'm most excited about is if she is interested enough to finish Portal, or at least get a good chunk of the way through it, I will absolutely install Portal 2 on both of my PCs that I have in this garage.
You guys play together? That'd be fun.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
And do the co-op stuff, because Portal 2 co-op, Ian and I played the hell out of.
Yeah, I played with Jared. I
we
also played with my
loved
friend Nate a lot.
Yeah.
That game is so much fun in co-op, dude. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
And I think that would be one of the ultimate like gaming experiences to have with my daughter, is to play Portal 2
100%.
together.
Yeah.
So I need to just entice her, like, hey, let's go play some Portal. I'll teach you some things about it, and get her interested in it.
Cool. That's very awesome. Nick, you said you had some questions, but you just wanted to hear. You didn't have any actual keyboard and mouse
No,
questions.
I didn't have a question.
Oh, I thought
I just
He just wanted me to
you
talk.
kind
about
of
it,
alluded to like I'll talk to you about this later. Like you had maybe something you wanted to bring up, but
Well, he did bring it up, so I didn't
That's it.
forget about it.
all right.
yeah, I just wanted to hear like her whole experience with it. That's all I was just.
Yeah,
I was
she
just
had a
curious
great
about.
time.
Cool.
She
All right.
she loved. Well, I showed her that she could knock the cameras off the wall just by shooting a portal at them. And she went through like every level meticulously, grabbing every radio and portal and bringing it through that zone that wipes it and destroys it. She
Vandalism.
wanted to completely destroy each
Vandalism.
camera, each radio.
Unfortunately,
everything.
vandalism is more readily acceptable than wearing a bikini.
Yeah. Oh, Ian got that news today. He's very sour.
I'm pissed off about it.
He's
Anyway,
very sour.
it's so fucking
It only
stupid.
took him
Not
6 years.
6 years. That also, Dave. It's like,
That's the
have you
bit that I
not?
think
Have you not
gave a little.
watched any of the other content that I have done with all these where we're drunk and talking shit and maybe saying racist things? Probably, hopefully not, because we're not racist. But like,
I don't think so.
sometimes shit happens and you say something stupid.
Yeah, word.
Anyway, Dave, what video games have you been playing?
I'm about halfway through the Call of Duty Cold War campaign, and I'm really enjoying
Oh, nice.
that. I like how it flicks back and forth, or not. It's not so much back and forth, but it's set in a couple of different time periods, and I kind of you get to fly a helicopter, which was kind of fun, and just the story actually seemed interesting, and I seemed to like, it made me care about the characters. Well, perhaps not care, but I'm like interested to see how it.
You're
ends.
engaged.
Yeah, I'm engaged, and I'm really kind of interested to see how it all wraps up at the end. So, yeah. So I was playing that last week or whenever it came, and then I got the Callisto Protocol from the library.
That's the
What?
one I'm most interested in. Like,
So
tell me about this.
I've been playing it. I want to say there's 8 like main missions, like because I just looked to see
Callisto
roughly where I
Protocol
was.
is from the makers of the original Dead Space.
Yes,
Some
and
of the makers, yeah.
so I'm really enjoying the story, and the combat's quite fun. The horror's not really doing much for me, to be quite honest. It's like after the first jump scare or two, I'm just like, okay, this is because it's a bit cheap sometimes. And then I think it's doing that God of War thing where it's like a single like shot. So there's lots of like going between 2 very narrow walls, if you know what I mean.
Loading.
Scooching
Oh,
along
yeah,
sideways.
shimmy.
Loading.
Resident
Yes.
Evil 7 did a lot of that.
Loading.
Yeah, or
And
crawling
bugs and crap all over the
crawling
place.
through
yeah.
holes. And then there's this one like beast that just like shoots out and grabs you, and then you stab it with your shiv and it dies. But it's just really cheap. There's no
Shoot out.
there's no
Grab,
real
jerk
like
off.
yep. But there's no real there's no like real warning of it, and you don't really duck. But the combat really makes it. I really enjoy. You can if
Isn't
you want
it kind
you-
of rhythmic or something? I heard.
Yeah, so you can dodge left. You have to dodge left or right depending on whether the guy's coming for you with the left or right hook, and then the creatures like pretty early on in the game, like you just beat them to death, but halfway through these like tentacles come out, and if you don't shoot them like within a certain time, they kind of mutate into a more powerful beastie, and you have to fight those, and then you get hordes of them. It's really fun actually. There are 2 levels in it so far that suck balls. I don't know why they included it. Do you remember
Well,
like
we're
the
good at sucking
Return-
balls here at Couch Co-op, so tell us more.
Yeah, you remember the Return of the Jedi kind of game
Yeah.
way back in the day where you're flying down the corridor and there's basically just posts left, right, middle, and you kind of have to go to the left and then go to the
Oh,
right.
just traveling.
There's 2 levels that are like that, and yeah, they look really great, but they're really frustrating because it's just like, okay, I need to get through this fan, then I need to be over this side of the screen, and
What are you
to get past.
traveling in?
One of them, you're you're in this big pipe essentially,
Oh,
and
so you're
this
like just
tidal
sliding?
Free
tidal
falling.
tidal wave, yeah, and you're just sliding, and it's really, really like this doesn't need to be in here.
That's like some
Um,
awful Uncharted shit.
I think Tomb
Yep.
Raider did that. Uncharted's done that. I think
And then
a
there's
lot of
one
those games.
where I
Uncharted.
wasn't so the game had very few quick time events, like
That's good.
when you're like in combat, it'll tell you to press triangle if you get surprised by some, but that's about it. But that's part of the combat. But there's this one cutscene where it was like suddenly in the middle of the cutscene there was this split second where if you pressed X, something could happen, and then you fell off the edge and you're falling down, and you've got to do the left right thing. And it was like that's the only time in this whole game that you've used that game mechanic.
Huh.
How
But
was Josh Duhamel's performance?
Performances are pretty good actually. I'm kind of enjoying it. It's like still not sure where exactly the story is going because I haven't read any spoilers about it or anything like that. Other than basically it's not a spoiler because it tells you this in the first like 15 minutes, but you're basically doing this run in the cargo ship to the moon, to the prison planet, and then you end up getting, some pirates board your ship, and you end up crashing on the prison planet, and you end up getting put in prison, and then it all goes to shit, and
Oh.
you escape.
I watched Dr. Disrespect play this entire game, so I've seen it all.
You've seen it all. It's too late. But I'm not sure what the end will be, how they'll wrap it up at the end, and whether it'll be worth the payoff. But I'm kind of enjoying it. Although I did get to a level where it's just spawning baddies at me right now, and I was just like, nah, I'm done. I can't do any more today. I did play like 2 hours of it before this level, so I was already kind of like ready to just do something else. So
I can't be bothered.
A horror game. You're playing this through your TV speakers, or do you have headphones on?
I'm just playing it through my TV speakers.
Oh, okay.
Jared,
I
not
could
everyone's immersive like you are, Jared. Hold on, relax.
Yeah.
Sit down.
Horror games with headphones. That's the way to be. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
but
play
it's-
that game someday. I'm
the
interested in it.
the lighting is really good. Like the levels are really well lit. It's not a very confusing.
They need like
game.
an anal butt plug subwoofer that Jared can stick up in his ass, and then when it explodes, you can just feel the explosion.
Oh. Well, I mean that Assassin's Creed shirt that you can buy.
That does sound pretty cool though. Like it's just like a massive
isn't that,
subwoofer
like,
in your ass.
500
That might
bucks
be
or
a
something?
great. Hey, game developers, look into that because I think there might be
Ian will
something
be a
there.
test subject for
There
you.
might listen.
Yeah.
Fuck obscenity. There might be something there actually. I think. I mean, our friend Jason Wolford created something similar, and I think we can take it to the next level.
I'm sure plenty of people have used vibration packs for various things.
Yeah, but an actual subwoofer, like actual sound, is
Yeah.
like it might like really just like
It'd be the brown sound.
the brown sound.
The
Well,
brown note.
there's a sound that I think a certain decibel that just like
The sound that makes you
brown
shit.
instills
Just
fear.
makes you-
And,
yeah,
well,
the
no,
sound just-
well, a different type of fear, but yeah.
I'm curious though what like the sound vibrations would be up through my ass. Like if I put a butt plug in my ass and like this is like a subwoofer. It's like
Talk to your wife, bro.
I don't know if
Yeah.
my wife has ever shoved a subwoofer up her ass. Is yours?
No,
I don't-
I'm talking to help you out.
Oh, help me out. Okay.
Yeah, getting that 12-inch subwoofer up there is going to take a bit of doing.
No. Technology has moved so far. Like you could stick a a JBL like one
You
of those
just need some nice
cylindrical
sound
anyway.
speaker,
Yeah.
Bluetooth speaker.
Well,
and there
safety
you go.
tip: just make sure it's got like a flare at the base, so you don't lose it.
That's what all butt
Yeah.
plugs do. Have a flare at the base, right, Nick? All right.
Absolutely.
Dave, any more games?
No,
This is the
no.
content that gets us banned. Anyway. Nick to win. But this is the content that people want. It's what they hear and what they deserve. Nick to
Yeah.
win. Are you playing any? Have you played? When is the last time you played a video game?
Today.
Oh shit!
Nice.
I mean, I played like probably earlier in the week. I was probably playing some Fall Guys just to kill some time.
Are many
Yeah,
people still
whatever.
playing that?
How many people are still playing that? Yeah.
Oh, I have no idea, but it's every
Fills
time I go to
the-
play, it's
It was filled.
absolutely
Okay.
Nice.
These little queue times aren't very long.
no,
No, that's good.
maybe a couple. I mean, probably no longer than it takes to. Actually, I think Rocket League probably takes longer sometimes for me. But then again, I've kind of narrowed it down to just like look for games in the U.S., not trying to do a whole international thing. But yeah, as far as Fall Guys go, yeah, it doesn't take very long to get in a game.
What do you
But,
like about that game? Because like, I think we all have tried it and didn't really care for it, but you're into it, so I'm curious why you stick with it.
It's, I mean, you probably have all played it longer than I have. Maybe. I mean, I maybe have a couple hours in it. But
I
it's
played
just
a game. I installed it, played a game, and said nope and deleted.
uh,
Well,
It's-
I liked it, but I don't know if they still do that. But if it requires you to
Team-based
win,
stuff.
but then it threw you into a team-based thing, and if your team is terrible, you're just out.
That's
Yeah, and there's
When
no
it's a
matchmaking.
solo game, it's not a team-based game.
There is games.
I don't think I've run into. I mean, I'd probably have to.
There's the games. There's the games where like you play against another as a team against a team, and you like have to
Right.
score a certain
Push
amount
a
of
ball,
points. You have to
yeah.
push a ball or do. There's a couple of different games in the middle. They do them in the middle.
Yeah.
So like it's like 2 solo missions. They don't always do it. Like it's random, so they don't always throw them in there. But there are these things like where you have to like catch a ball or knock everyone off. It's like a
Yeah, and I think I've done like one of those team things where it's almost like team, but team elimination.
Right.
It's like you've got 4 people where you're trying to progress to a certain point, but someone's always going to be left behind. And
it fucks your team over.
right, and I don't know. It's more of a like I've probably described this before in the past about a game where it's like a game that I don't have to put a whole lot of effort in. It's like if I just
Yeah.
want to
I
play,
think it's cool that you. I think it's cool
play.
you enjoy it. Like that's
Yeah.
cool. I
And
mean,
and a lot of and it seems like depending on like the certain courses that we're doing, it kind of almost gives me a little bit of a Mario Party feel too,
100%,
on some level.
100%.
Which I always enjoyed playing that, like just like getting a bunch of casuals, those filthy casuals,
Ah.
who just want to play like a Mario Party game when we're like drinking at home.
You can play in a party
Fine.
together with all your friends, and then
Well, I'm talking about Mario Party.
no,
not
but
talking
I'm saying
about-
within Fall Guys,
Oh,
like
okay.
we could all play together and be against each other, and then I think when you do the team-based challenges, you're all in the same team. But
Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm not that well versed into it.
I'm
It's
not.
just more.
I'm not either. I've only.
I just go for the, basically do the whole what the game was, I guess, kind of based on, like various TV shows like Wipeout or
What is the ninja one? American.
oh
Ninja something.
oh Ninja Warrior or
Ninja
something.
Warrior. Yes.
I mean, they all
Yeah, it does
pale in
remind me of that.
comparison to that. I mean, it was a show that was redubbed MXC, and it's based off a Japanese TV show.
American Gladiators. Did you watch that documentary yet? Anybody?
No,
No,
not yet.
I haven't.
I started watching it.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Go ahead, Nick.
Anyway, I
apologize.
didn't mean to spend that much time on Fall Guys, but
What else you been playing?
it's just well, today I popped onto the PS5 and started playing some Unbound, and And probably for about an hour, I think I jumped in on God of War Ragnarok just to kind of
Have you not beat it yet?
no, but I still think I'm ahead of Aaron.
Still ahead of Aaron. It's all that matters.
My
I mean,
brother-in-law just
I have the
started his
spear,
fourth or fifth
so
playthrough.
Your
what's that?
brother-in-law. What?
Just started his, I think, fifth playthrough of God of War Ragnarok.
Fifth?
Holy
Yeah.
shit!
What?
I mean, and he platinumed it as well. He's like done all the extra
It's not that
content
good of a
multiple
game.
times.
Whoa.
What?
He loves the combat system on it. He's just like,
That's crazy.
yeah. So
Tell him to play like Devil May Cry or something. Holy shit. There's other games like that.
yep.
I mean, I'm to the point to where I'm back to go look and see how Frey is doing. So
All right.
then apparently I wound up and met a guy that I hadn't met before, but apparently I had, but I met him as a hog or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
You're
I know
towards the end.
Am I?
Not really. Kinda.
You're about to go liberate, right?
You're in the bottom half.
Okay.
Liberate? When he comes back to find the person
Because that hog guy is when like they're all fighting Asgard, and so he needs to kind
Not
of
yet,
like
though. You haven't fought
rescue them.
Asgard yet, though, have you?
No, I haven't. I mean, the only
No,
time
that's
I've
when
been
you.
to Asgard.
That's when you first get to that place. It's like, oh, I know that name. It's like, oh, I was a hog before, and then you go back. You do a bunch of missions there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I just started that.
Okay. Yeah, you got a while to go though.
Mm-hmm.
So Aaron's like still in like the first 3 hours of the game, really.
Aaron just met Atreus.
Yeah, just
He went backwards.
he's learning how to row a boat. Anyway, and there's only sleds in this game, which is no, that's not true. We love you, Aaron. Anyway, no, anything else? God of War, Fall Guys. No Fallout 4.
No.
Itching to get into CS:GO again. Get back into the Counter Strike. Get that PC built. No.
Maybe.
Get that white hood ready.
Get that white.
The white hood. Oh.
Don't start. Don't start, John. Jeez. What are you saying about Counter Strike?
That was the OG game.
Terrorists win.
Yeah. Bombs been planted.
Supremacists win.
All right.
Yeah, maybe someday.
Someday.
I'm
you gotta
sure
build that.
my
You're gonna have to build that PC because like Starfield and
know.
Fallout 5, PC only, baby. Well, I mean Xbox. You want to buy one of those, but who wants to buy one of those?
Not when I can buy a
I
new
got
computer, right, guys?
Yeah. Hey Johnny, what have you been playing?
Well, I can kind of relate to Dave's brother-in-law because I've started Witcher 3 for the third time.
What?
I got the PS5 upgrade because it's on sale for $25.
Holy
Yeah,
shit!
I've thought of
man.
starting that again, but I barely have time to play Final
I
Fantasy
gotta go take a
16.
piss.
So,
I've never
So,
played The
it's,
Witcher 3.
You haven't played it?
it's not,
No.
not your style. It's fantasy.
Oh, really? I thought you. Well, I think it's.
Yeah.
I mean, the story is so good. I think I would assume you could overcome the fantasy element.
Oh, I don't dislike
really good.
fantasy. It just has to be really good fantasy for me to enjoy it. I'm
No,
not
it's
You
like,
really
might
good.
enjoy this then.
not my
Yeah.
jam.
No, I
No.
think, man. I mean, go get it
I-
now. It's $25, and you get all the DLC. I mean, it's a lot. It's for $25. It's a
It's a
killer
lot of
deal for
game,
how much
yeah.
content.
And it's not the standard like Tolkien stuff that you're, kind of annoyed with. It's like a Polish author, so it's from their lore set.
Oh yeah, I mean,
know.
I've watched the TV series on Netflix. So
Yeah,
It's a little bit different than that.
I'm like, I've got some familiarity with what I'm
Yeah.
getting into. So yeah,
yeah,
I'm
it's
sure the
really
game
well
is
done.
different,
Some of the story missions will just really knock your socks off and really surprise you, I think. It's really well
Yeah.
done.
But I still can't. I'm playing it for the third time, and I'm so into it. I mean, I pretty much know all the story branches and how to play the game. I mean, in terms of getting the best ending and all that stuff. But I'm still gonna take those same paths. Like I hate, uh, even though I've done the best path possible for the best outcome, I still want to keep doing that same path because it's just not that satisfying to see these great cast of characters and then it's like, oh, because I chose to do something else different, now they have like a shitty outcome. It's like, nah. But I am doing it on the Death March difficulty,
Oh,
Jared, which is
geez.
the
No
hardest
thanks.
difficulty in
I
the
had it on
game.
featherweight. As the battle system kicked my ass so bad.
And
did.
it's still fun. Like, it's still fun. It can be a little bit frustrating sometimes, especially because especially dealing with neckers, which are little troll things. I mean, they swarm you because that's their combat style. So that can get chaotic because I'm just dodging all over the place.
Yeah,
Cool.
but
Uh,
if I play through it again, I want to spend more time on the side quests because that's I've heard it's one of the best parts of the game, and I kind of just mainline the story.
Oh, I played that game for a very long time.
Yeah,
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
but the 60 frames per second is cool. I've tried to do it on ray tracing, but the 30 frames per second, uh, it's just not fun. So, and then also the quick map of all your magic abilities. How they did it was clever. You just hold the left trigger, and then it opens up a sub menu where you just hit in conjunction with left trigger, like you hit square, and he does his little hand sign for something. So that's way better than having to go into a menu
hmm
while you're fighting, select your power, then use it. Oh wait, I have to go back to the menu again to switch to a different power, and now I can use it. So they made some cool.
quality of life
Yes,
changes.
yeah.
Cool.
And for $25, if you've never played it, that's a killer deal.
You playing anything else?
No, that's pretty much. Oh, and then I started playing SpongeBob Refreshed. That was the one of the new games on Rehydrated.
Mm.
And it's an interesting game style I haven't played in a long time. Just kind of typical what you would think of a video game based on a cartoon. Um, they have small little worlds of different areas you're familiar with about Bikini Bottom, and then you can switch between SpongeBob, Patrick, and Sandy. Um, and they got some of the voice actor. They got a lot of the voice actors from the original show, but not all of them. Like Mr. Krabs sounds completely different, so it's just kind of like it really stands out to hear someone trying to do a Mr. Krabs impression. And I think the voice actor who does Mr. Krabs, I know he's incredibly busy. Like he's a super popular voice actor. Like he does a lot of Star Wars animated stuff now. He was the prison guard, the mean one from Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Fun. Cool. All right. Thank you, John.
What have you been playing, Ian?
What have I been playing? I've been playing a lot of stuff. I'm going to list a lot of things, and then I'm going to talk about a couple. I've been playing Fortnite. I'm back on Fortnite a little bit. I've been playing Rogue Company a little bit. I've been in this multiplayer thing, so I've been playing Rogue Company. I've been playing.
Did you get your Transformers in Fortnite?
No.
Okay, move along.
I don't have the battle pass. I didn't buy the battle
Okay,
pass.
gotcha.
You know what? Ryan probably does at this point though, because he.
Uh-huh.
Anyway. What else? Cursed. It's like a PUBG knockoff. Battle royale that's kind of have. It's fun. It's stupid. I enjoy playing it for some reason, but it's like kind of a garbage game. But it's free to play. So all those games are free to play. Been playing those. Another free to play game I'll talk about really quickly. Naraka, was it Bloodpoint or something like that?
Sure.
It's brand new to the free to play. It's an old. It's a not old, but it's been on PC for a couple years. It's a melee combat based battle royale. and you pick your character, and you have each character has a different melee attack style and different powers and stuff. Actually, pretty fun. Really enjoyed it. And then at certain times of day, or you can spend a scroll, you can actually enter a PvE mode where you can play PvE. So there is PvE within it, but you have to play a bunch of PvP to get to it, which is interesting. It's a free-to-play game. It's cool. It's combat. It's like it's like playing Devil May Cry or Nier Automata or something like that. And my first game, I destroyed like 10 dudes. I unlocked all these fucking trophies. I did really well, and I was like, oh, that's super cool. That's very exciting. And kind of a sucky thing is that it doesn't unlock solo mode until you hit level 10. So you have to play trios, but you can do trios where you don't fill a squad. So I played solo in trios, and then I killed all these dudes. So I was really impressed with them. It's a pretty fun game, super cool. It's like all battle royales except it's combat based or melee combat based, which is kind of cool and kind of different. So Naraka Bloodpoint, something like that. It's brand new to the PlayStation. It's free to play. Check it out. It's pretty fucking fun. And then what else have I been playing? The other thing I wanted to talk about was but the game I've really been spending a lot of time in, aside from Fallout 4. Well, aside from Fallout 4, I've also been playing a lot of Conan Exiles again. But that's just weird. We don't need to get into that. But I've been playing a lot of Diablo Immortal on my phone with the Backbone. I've been playing a shit ton of this, and I really like it. I don't know, there was some talk in the Discord about the abuse of its microtransactions. But then, you go into PlayStation and you see Diablo 4, and then you see, oh, I could spend $100 and get this much gold in Diablo 4. And it's just that's just as fucked up.
Yeah,
that's just as fucked up. Whatever. So Diablo Immortal's free to
I had
play.
fun with Immortals when I played it. I think
I'm still
I was
playing
in
it.
the early trials or something like that.
I'm still playing it. I think it's a really solid game. I really enjoy it, and I think with the Backbone, it just makes it my go-to. I'm actually a mobile gamer now. It's like my mobile game, and I fucking and I will even go upstairs and just sit on the couch late at night and just play it. It's the most fun.
You gonna get a PlayStation Q?
No, I don't need one. Why would I need one now, Jared?
That's a great question.
Why would I need one? Not only would I not need one, but I could also, if I wanted to, play Game Pass games and play NVIDIA GeForce games. I could just do so much more on it than a fucking... Yeah. The PlayStation Q is... that thing cannot cost more than $100 and $150. Because if it does, it's a fucking ripoff. I know it's going to, but it's a fucking ripoff. That thing should not exist for more... If it's $200...
I still won't be able to use it with 10 megabits a second.
Let's be honest though. I have an iPhone 11 Max, so that's $1,000, and then I have a Backbone, so you're talking $1,100 right there. So I get it. My little thing is $1,100, so I really shouldn't talk shit about the $200 thing that Sony's trying to put out for people, but.
Most people are going to have what you have already.
Here's the only thing, which is not going to happen. That Jared's taking me off on this detour. The only way that the Q would be a cool thing is that if developers developed for it. Because I would say if Gran Turismo developed for it, where it took all the HUD and put it on that monitor, because it's still a DualShock controller with it's basically becoming like an F1 driving wheel. If it had the speed and everything, did this whole other thing, I would say yes. The possibility of a developer doing that is nay, because it's so minuscule. The amount of people...
It won't be a second screen.
I know it won't be. Yep. But that's the only way it would convince me to buy it, if it was a second screen.
That'd be too interesting. We can't have
I know it would be too interesting, but that's the only way. There's no point in me buying it now because I already have the second screen. I have the remote play. I have it all. And I'm not even doing that. I'm just playing a fucking free-to-play mobile game on my phone that works wonderful with it. And Diablo Immortal is so much fun. I don't know.
It's Diablo.
And I really want to go play. And now I'm I really want to beat the main quest because I want to play Diablo 4. So that's where I'm at. That's my confusion right now. That's where I'm at. You know, it's kind of. Oh, well, never mind. We already talked about it last week, so that doesn't really matter. I was going to talk about Motorfest, but like we talked about that last week. Never mind. Cool,
Yeah.
Exciting. Those are the games I've been playing.
All the games.
Sweet, all of them.
All of them.
Enough for all of us. We didn't even have to talk. We could have just kept on going.
I will say this really quickly. It's a stupid thing. So, again, I'm going to push the PlayStation Stars campaign because I was
you got
awarded another $5. But like
I'm almost there.
But
The second one.
This is like my fourth $5, you know. But it's like a lot of it has to do with like downloading a game, booting it up, hitting the thing to chime, and then deleting the game. And there's like all these games. So like all these games
Try
I've
this
downloaded. I don't know. Like, you know what? So here's the other game I have played a little bit of. Of all the games I downloaded, booted up, and then deleted, the one game that I booted up and then played and kept, Sackboy.
Sackboy's good.
It is actually pretty good, and I think I'm going to play it.
I played some of that this
I was
week,
actually
yes.
surprised that, like, oh, this is better than the original Little Big Planet, and I might actually play this. So I put about an hour into it. Wait, that's an hour more. I was like, that's like 59 minutes more than I needed to
I'll
put
play
into it.
online with you if you're up.
But
Or whenever I can play that anytime.
Anyway, so I'm
It's on my
way
system.
early. I'm way early, but I was actually like, oh, okay, I'll play this. So I
Yeah.
kept it. But all these other games I like installed. I even installed Alan Wake. Hit it, booted it up, got the ping,
Delete
closed it down, deleted it.
Yeah.
like all these things I do just to get these points. But then, you know, you get these points, and then the next thing you know, you got like free $5, and then it's like that's $5 towards a game or something. So
But so far, you can only get up to like level 4.
yeah,
It
holds
has levels, but it's
it
only
does.
like
Yeah, I
level
mean,
4 right now.
yeah. For some reason, it's only 4, but that doesn't keep your rewards from happening. You can keep getting
Yeah.
rewards. I don't know why it doesn't go beyond 5. I have no idea.
Yeah, it's weird. Level 4. If you guys have no idea, that's what that is.
But it's super. I've become slightly addicted to that. Like I like
Yeah.
getting free money, so
Yeah, it has like must playlists. Like right now, it's like 2 worlds. It gives you hints for games.
no,
Like,
it'll tell you the games
here.
if you click on it. If
It
you click
does?
on the corner, it'll tell you
No,
the
not
game.
on these ones.
It does. Well, the
The
Little Big
coins?
Planet one,
Oh.
it did.
Oh, okay.
It
Oh.
does. Yeah, it doesn't. They want you to play the game, dude. They want you to. They don't want you to fucking.
Yeah. Well, this one just gives you like hints. It's 2 words: playable ukulele.
Yeah, but if you hit the
So
arrow,
it's
doesn't it tell you
ukulele.
what it is?
No, it just gives you like games you can get in thing.
Oh, I swore if
Bro,
you hit
this treasure isn't going to find itself.
it's Uncharted.
Become a legendary Spartan warrior. No, not that one.
Assassin's Creed.
The excitement of extreme sports from your couch without an ER visit.
I'm guessing that's the Ubisoft bicycle game.
Yeah.
Oh
probably.
yeah,
Repeat after me. Do not hacky this.
That's
sack.
Sackboy. There's an arrow, but if you click on that game, it'll give you a.
But it
tell
just
you, isn't it,
it
just
loads up PlayStation Store rewards. It doesn't tell me the
Oh,
games.
it told
No.
me the game.
Huh,
There's not an
weird.
arrow. Interesting. All right. Well,
No.
there you go. Anyway,
But yeah, either way, they can be fun. They can be fun.
it's
Little rewards,
it's
and you
just
get money for them.
free money.
I've gotten $5 off of it.
I'm going on $20 at this point.
Yeah.
I think this $5 like makes $20. Anyway, but I've been doing it since the beginning.
hmm
I've been a stalwart of the.
You
of
get
the-
neat little trophies you can organize on your shelf.
Yeah, you know what? I actually do like that. I just wish
Yeah.
I could store more on my shelf or give me a bigger shelf. They have not moved. Anyway, we're talking about something so stupid.
It's stupid, but it's
It
a
is
video
stupid.
game thing.
It is 100%
Well,
stupid.
Video games are stupid,
It's
but
a
they're
video
wonderful.
ass video game thing.
Yeah.
Let's do some couch co-optionals really quick and get the fuck out of here. Oh wait, no. Before we do that, we gotta Lord Beerstro. We gotta know
Oh,
what his
yes.
final
Yep.
thoughts on the Sapporo versus Sapporo.
Who won the shootout?
Who won it? Can we
Oh.
bet? Can we bet? Let's bet.
Family Feud.
I'm gonna go OG Sapporo won.
Same.
Yeah, same here.
Jared.
Oh. Probably the original.
All right, 4 for the original. Nick to win.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bet that the reserve won.
No, the original is what we chose.
You like
But
those
you like the
odds,
reserve
You
better,
giving
huh?
them all the money.
No, I didn't. I bet against myself and I
Okay.
lost.
Yeah, I thought so.
Um,
That sounds like a Nick thing to do.
But no, it's. I mean, don't sleep on the reserve. I mean, it's not a bad beer by any means. It's just
It's perfectly
it's
fine.
not. It's not Sapporo.
Right.
It's not a Japanese lager.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
not
it,
rice
it's
lager.
it,
It's
it-
like an American lager, not mediocre.
Yeah, it's an American Japanese lager.
Well, I mean, it's they tried, and I mean, I mean, if you really want to, well, I mean, you'd be getting Ian's opinion, and this is a cheap plug for Dab, but
Dab.
but there's definitely some Japanese breweries that kind of do the craft brewing a little better than Sapporo does, and even then, it's like Sapporo's not even brewed in Japan. It's oh,
Vietnam. That one. Well, that's that.
yeah,
For America, it's
Well,
Vietnam, isn't it?
right.
I think it depends on
I
whether
mean,
it's the big can as well versus the like little ones and the bottles.
yeah.
I think
so
the bottles and the
it's-
cans are Vietnam.
Yeah, this one was, yeah, Vietnam. So, anywho,
Cool.
there's if you're looking for malted barley ale from Japan, Sapporo Reserve is not it, but I mean it's fine for what it is. But
So will this be
the
carrying on?
OG, the OG is the
OG.
best.
So will the
Oh,
OG be
sorry.
carrying on to the next week?
I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, so we don't know what's
Let's
happening.
do it.
We don't know if we're gonna go
I
IPA
don't.
again or Sapporo.
I don't
Yes.
know. I kind of want to give the IPAs a rest for now.
So it might be Sapporo's going up against
Yeah.
something next
Some
week.
nice summer
Who
lagers.
knows?
Who knows?
Mhm.
I don't know. I thought about doing this. So it was like I also went and bought. So I've got 2 4-packs of Fort George's 3-way because they came out with
Nice.
3 different versions this year, and I've got 2 of them. And I thought about doing that tonight, but
A
then
3-way, 4 ways.
it's like, or a 3-way 3-way. But I just decided that was like
Too much.
kind of still on the IPA things. I need a break.
That 3-way is pretty
So
good.
I did
though.
this.
Well,
Well, which
I don't
one?
know which one you gave me, but the one you gave me was pretty fucking good.
I think I gave you the Violet can, which I think is the West Coast IPA.
It was really fucking good.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
freeways generally are like pretty decent beers.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
always used to look out for those.
So are you gonna do more rice beers to go against the Sapporo?
That'd be awesome. Sun and Steel, baby.
Yes, Sun and the
Sun
Steel.
and Steel, baby.
That's the one you gotta get.
Yeah, we could do Sweep the Leg.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I
We'll
mean, you
see.
could do
We'll see what-
Asahi.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
Like restaurant Japanese beer. It's like there's what 2-3 brands you can buy in like sushi joints.
I mean, I think
Tsingtao.
Sapporo would hold up against some of the craft brews. It'd probably. I
Totally.
honestly, I would say it'd probably beat out Sweep the Leg, but I would like to know your opinion of it beating like
Yeah.
levels Sweep
Yeah,
the Leg because I think
I
it's a
don't-
pretty.
I don't.
I know you don't like a big fan of Level. I'm not. You're not a super big fan of those guys, but I think that's a pretty solid
It's-
beer. But I'm curious if it would stand up in your opinion.
I don't know because I haven't actually tried it,
And it's
I think
easy
I've
to
only had-
find.
I think I'd be more interested in doing the Sun and Steel, but
Yeah, but then Sapporo would probably lose.
that's
I
fine.
gotta
I only
try
have
and
one
find that
left
stuff.
anyway. No, I mean I know where it's at. I mean I'm
Gotcha.
there every week in
Yeah.
downtown Gresham, but um,
All right.
easy find.
Quickly, couch co-optionals. Jared, go.
So I watched a movie today with my daughter done by Annapurna Pictures. I didn't know Annapurna had a movie
They were
section.
movies before they did video games.
Okay, but Nimona is on Netflix now.
Oh yeah, I've seen that movie.
Yeah,
That's pretty
that was
good.
done by Annapurna, so that was interesting, and I liked it. It was interesting. It's a knight that got framed, and Nimona's a shapeshifter that is assisting him, but they don't neither of them quite understand each other and what each other's doing. And yeah, it's an interesting story. I liked it a lot.
Is that the one that Dave talked about last week?
Was it? I don't know.
Hey,
What did
yeah, it
you-
was actually
I think
Nimona.
Was it?
I think
Yeah.
it was because Jared wasn't here last week, right?
Yeah.
Or was Jared here last week?
Yeah, it was last week. Okay, maybe it was.
Yeah, Nimona was the movie I was talking
Oh,
about.
funny. Okay, well,
So Dave
other
recommended
thing
it,
I
Jared
encountered
watched it.
today. Then,
Jared watched
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
he
I
also
watched it.
he also likes it. There you go.
but just a quick thing. So it's something that I have had activated on my PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 is the HDMI CEC, where your TV connects with your PlayStation. So like usually if you have the TV on and you turn your PlayStation on, it'd pop onto your source. But my TV and PlayStation have never really connected. There must have been a recent firmware update because that all works perfect now. And like I can use my TV remote to control like Netflix and YouTube and all that stuff on my PlayStation. And I've never been
Oh,
able
that
to do
sounds
that. And it's
pretty cool.
freaking fantastic. It's like a big change, and it's so nice. Because my wife, she'll put stuff on for the girls on the PlayStation sometimes. She hates using the controller. And now she can actually use the PlayStation, I mean my TV remote to control that shit. That's
Very exciting.
fucking
So you still have to use
fantastic.
the controller to switch it on, the PlayStation.
No, because if the TV's on and you turn your PlayStation on, or if actually if I switch to the source with my TV remote to the
This is funny.
PlayStation 5, it'll automatically switch to or turn my PlayStation on if it's on standby.
Ah, okay, so
So
it goes
that
both
stuff's
ways.
actually all working now, and it never
Working.
has.
But like but this is technology that's been happening for a very long time. Like
Yeah,
I think my
but now
PS3 when I turned the PS3, it would turn on the Samsung TV and it would be like, "Oh, it's on." And then you turn it off and then it would turn off the TV too.
Yeah, I remember having that. It was more
it's never worked on the
controlling all the
Samsung
Netflix
TVs I've
with
had.
That
But
is new.
The revelation is the TV
Yeah,
remote
no,
controlling my
100%.
PlayStation.
But
Yeah,
did you
that's the
see?
bit.
Did you notice if you go over to the media part on the TV side that they've started advertising the PlayStation remote?
I haven't.
Oh, you should check that out. So if you hit, you're on games, but if you go over to media, they've started advertising the PlayStation remote with a Netflix and Hulu button and Spotify button, and it's just like, oh, that's
Which
interesting.
they've had since day one.
Yeah, but it's just like weird that they started. So maybe that got an update, and that's why it's working with everything. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I think they had the latest firmware update. The patch notes always say system and bugs and whatever. It's always bullshit. They never give details about exactly what happened. I think they really enhanced the TV user experience with the PlayStation.
I mean, they've had a
And-
PlayStation remote since what? The PS2?
Yeah, they've had one for a long time. Uh-huh.
There you go. Dave, what you got?
So,
Oh, if you haven't done it already, get a 2 terabyte hard drive for your PlayStation or bigger. $140.
Fast internet's all you need, buddies.
that's what I got. Yeah.
Fast internet it only does you so much when Call of Duty's like 200 odd gig.
Yeah, it's massive.
Oh my
Destiny's
God,
huge.
yeah.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy's huge. All
So
the
it's like-
things.
Yeah, I have to delete some games, so instead I just got a 2 terabyte. It was on
I don't.
Black Friday. It was,
I don't think Call of Duty is
Amazon
a full
Prime.
200. I think it's because it's
It's all the
it's,
packs. and
It's
the
a
high-res
PS5
packs.
but it's a PS5 PS4 bundle, isn't it?
No,
so-
it's all the zombie. There's like a
no,
bunch
but
of 30 gig high res
no,
packs.
no,
to
Dave. But
download and all
in the
rest of it.
PlayStation Store, it'll count the PS4 and if it's a PS4 PS5 game, it'll count the two games together.
It's 200 gigabytes on my PlayStation. That's all I can tell you.
Alright.
I didn't download both PlayStation.
Because like if I do like Saints
For
Row,
play-
it'll say because I have the
PlayStation
PS4 PS5 version.
Yeah, I know.
It says 70 gigabytes, but then I pick the PS5 version and it's only 36.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
No,
I've seen that on other
I had
games.
the same thing on mine. It was like 289 gigs when I deleted it. And I just picked the
Yep.
PS5 version.
There's no way.
Yeah, that game is just. So even with fast internet, it still takes a while to down. It still take half an hour at gig internet to download.
Yeah, it says on this website, it says 255.219 gigabytes on PS5.
Yeah. So if you ain't already done it, anyway, if it was Amazon Prime
Yeah, but
Day
did you
and it
guys
was
install Warzone too? Also,
$100.
because
I
that's
don't
what it
think
is.
so.
That's part
No,
of,
I didn't. I don't think I did because it's not on an option there. But maybe I did. I don't know.
so anyway,
But
because can't you just install the the one
it's still
campaign?
like it's a humongous game. No, whichever way you slice it, it's
Yeah, but it's only humongous because it has. That's all of it together, right? And it lets you pick the
Yeah.
3 you want. So like you don't have to pick all of it.
Well, it forces you to pick something else while for
Yeah.
the
While it's installing, what do you
single
want to
player.
install first? Is what it used to say.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, or what do you want to download first?
Oh, so you have to
Yeah.
you have to install the entire
Yeah,
thing.
because if you want to play the solo campaign, you can opt to download that first, and all the other stuff will download in the background while you're playing it.
Dumb.
needless to say.
yeah.
I was very relieved when this showed up because when I downloaded, I wanted to play Call of Duty and I downloaded it. I had to delete pretty much everything apart from
Everything.
2-3 games on the, because I think I had like the Mass Effect and
Mhm.
I've got Callisto that I'm playing, and games are just getting big now. It's no
Mhm.
two ways around it. But it's super easy, and I was very impressed. It was easy to install. It took me 5 minutes. It booted
Mhm.
right up. Asked me, did I want to format it, and I was
Well,
off.
Yeah, it was my first M2 I installed, and I had no idea that there were several different lengths because the system actually has a screw inside, and it has like adjustable slots. So if it's a longer chip, you just have to tighten it at that point. So I always just kind of assumed it was like slap it in and it's done. But yeah, there's this one screw. It can
Yep.
go in at least 4 or 5 different places depending on the
You
length
guys
of the
just have
chip.
so much garbage on. I mean, I always have like 400 gigs just like free at like all times.
Well,
Dude,
I
I have 2 kids that like playing tons of different
Yeah, but
shit.
their games can't be that big, Jared. They're not playing Callisto Protocol or Call of Duty.
Yeah, but still,
They're
it's
playing
a lot
Peppa
of different
Pig,
games.
which is probably like 4 gigabytes.
That's on the Xbox.
Yeah, but he
That's
also
on
has
the
to contend
Xbox.
with their attention spans too. So
That's true.
Yeah,
if you
so
sit
I
there
gotta have like
downloading stuff,
45 games on
all right,
there.
All right. All right, Nick, what you got?
well, I have something super lame.
Sweet.
I mean, it very much excited me when I finally got it because I've been struggling since I've had a house to find a decent stupid garden hose, but the Flexzilla
I got one.
garden
Yeah.
hose.
I don't know if I have a Flexzilla, but I have a Flex
It's not
hose.
Flexzilla specifically, but I
I have a
know what
Flex
you're.
hose. I know. We have 2 of them.
Yeah.
it's,
I bought it because of Ian's recommendation when I went to his house.
I mean, I've
So
got a straight
nice.
up garden hose in the front of my house that kinks up all the time, and I hate it. I bought like some other hose that I've got in the backyard that, well, I used to have in the backyard that it wasn't supposed to kink, but so it was like, I don't know, but instead of kinking, it just kind of like tangled itself up amongst itself and just frustrated me. So I finally found this, and it's great because it does neither of those things. And not only that, it feels like there's a lot more water coming through when I'm watering the back lawn. It's dumb that I'm even excited about something like this,
No.
but it's
probably dumber
it's-
is I'll probably have a look and maybe buy one tomorrow.
We have
Well,
2.
I mean,
I'm not sure.
Bryn loves them.
I'm not sure if
Bryn
it's
loves
the
them.
exact same type, but like these new hoses that have like the mesh outer side with whatever inside are light enough so my daughters can drag the hose around and water plants and stuff like that. Whereas like these old big hoses that don't kink and all that stuff are super heavy. They had troubles lugging that crap around. It took both of them to haul the hose around, and now they can just like drag it around and water the plants. It's nice.
yeah, and
That's
what I
that's
can
a
do with this.
good recommendation, Nick.
Yeah, and it's on Amazon for $40.
Worth
And
every
if you don't
cent.
and if you don't want to buy it there, I was lurking around the Ace Hardware here in Canby, and I think it was like $50 if you want to support
Mhm.
something local.
There you go.
Not
Yeah.
even that much more, but it's great. I love the hose so far,
Mhm.
and
We all love a
have
good
more water.
hose.
Yes, love
John,
them hose.
John, what you got?
I went and saw Barbie yesterday.
You didn't do the full
and it's a-
Barbieheimer? You didn't do the full thing?
No,
Oh,
no,
man.
I ain't got that much time.
Jeez. All right.
I got
tell
time
us,
for Witcher 3.
Tell us
not for
about it.
Barbieheimer.
Tell us about it.
I think it's really the first all-female. I mean, it's not all-female, but female-driven cast and female-led movie where I think
Director, even, right? Writer.
the
all
yeah,
that.
I think the director did a great job with the cast she had, and it's really fun social commentary on how women perceive men, at least in American society. So it was interesting to watch it. Just to, Ryan Gosling's all about the patriarchy because there's horses. So it's
Sure.
just kind of like dumb shit like that, dumb humor, but not belittling. They're not belittling men. They're just talking about the differences and how women perceive men and having fun with it. So I thought it was a fun movie.
Cool. I
So
hear it's
I'd
good.
recommend go see it.
Yeah, look forward to seeing it.
I'll watch it someday.
Awesome.
Not in theater, but I'll watch it.
I don't go to theater at all. So
I do. Really?
Well, I want to recommend you leave feedback at thecouchcoopshow@gmail.com, and I want to thank you for listening and remind you to, I kind of fucked that up. Let me.
Well, just recommend something. Come on.
Leave feedback at thecouchcoopshow@gmail.com, and I want to thank you for listening, and I want to thank Jared, Dave, Nick, and John for joining me here on the couch.
Yeah.
For Couch Co-op, I'm Ian, reminding you to please be excellent to each other.
Wild Stallions.
Couch Co-op.
I think this is where Aaron would normally be saying goodbye. Love you, buddy.